Hey, Dooberteers, welcome back to the show. My guest today is somebody who's been in animal welfare for a long time and worked on one of the most high-profile cases, right? Rachel had 4,000 beagles. You might have heard about it a couple of years ago in the beagle case, and she was boots on the ground. She was working for Humane Society of the United States at that time and pretty much touched, interacted, were associated with almost all 4,000 of those beagles as they were moved throughout the country and thankfully adopted out. So we're super excited to have her on the program and learn what she's doing now. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. So excited to be here.
I'm really glad to have you. So tell us about you. Tell us about what you're doing now.
So right now I'm working at Young Williams Animal Center. I'm the director of animal services. So they got 20 of my beagles back when I was with Humane World, formerly known as the Humane Society of the United States. So during my interview process, they definitely said, wait a second, we got a beagle. Were you? I was like, oh yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
So if you're a shelter and you received a beagle, you're welcome. Also, I'm sorry. But it was a great case. I'm really happy to have been a part of it, and I'm happy every time I meet someone from a shelter and they say that the beagles that they got and the traction that they got with them, people inside of the shelters, because a lot of the beagles did go fast. But you know what it did? It brought in foot traffic, and I hope that it lifted adoptions, if nothing else, for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what it takes, right? Is marketing one of these cases. It's a very sad case that ended up having a primarily happy outcome. And like you said, if it raised awareness to the plight, obviously it changed some of the things that company is able to do now. I mean, as you know, there's all sorts of different challenges that we have for companion animals here in the U.S. So if it helped to raise awareness and draw more traffic, then in the end, it was okay, I guess.
Absolutely. So now I work with Young Williams as their animal services director, bringing that animal cruelty experience I had from the humane world to this department. Humane Young Williams is now a nonprofit as of 2012. It was a county organization when it started back in 2001, but 2012 it became nonprofit. But 2018 is where Young Williams became really interesting, right?
Okay.
So 2018 is when we started our pet resource center. We started our managed intake. We started our space shuttle for that. We got a behavior team. And that's where this high volume intake really changed and became that like cusp of animal welfare and really became really interesting. So our intake went from 14,000 animals kind of down to 10,000 animals. And I know a lot of people say, oh, when you do managed intake, you're losing community stats. You don't know what animals are going. And that's just not true.
Right.
I know where they are because my pet resource center helped nearly 8,000 animals last year.
Wow.
And that's from home to home. That's providing resources, behavior help, spay neuter assistance, whatever they needed so you could keep your animal at home. So those 5,000 animals who didn't walk through my doors, that's because we helped them at that pet resource center. That is what those numbers mean. So I know where my animals are in my community. They're not in my intake numbers.
Yeah.
They're in my PRC numbers, and that means they're at home, and that's where they should be.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, I talk a lot with people about it. The shelter is a community resource, and it should be, right? And the programs that you offer and the services that you offer need to be matched to the needs of the community. And it's not just about animals under your roof, as you said. It's so buying 10,000 intake under your roof and another 8,000 that you're interacting with that never need to come permanently under your roof. I mean, you're impacting almost 20,000 animals a year.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic number. And we continue to grow and continue to change. So 2 years ago is where animal services came in. So I actually came on for this job. It was a brand new program, brand new team. I like to liken it to building a ship while swimming. And trust me, it felt like that for the first 6 months. All those SOPs that your shelter already has. And yeah, you're probably updating them. I had to make them from scratch.
Oh, no, really?
All those things, right? So building that team up, but even having an animal services team that is paired with our shelter does amazing things. So our return to field, so every stray animal that we pick up that we're able to get home, we did that 470 times last year. 470 animals that didn't have to come through that shelter. The number of animals that we connected to resources in our own shelter, because now we can do that. We can get them to spay neuter. I can bring them a doghouse. I can put them in touch with a behavior team. That number is 700 and some numbers, right? So that is pairing animal services to the best of the resources in your shelter and getting them out. I respond to about 900 calls per month. That's
Wow.
900 people that I'm meeting every single day that I can tell about Young Williams, that I can give those resources to. And that's a big, big impact on the community.
Yeah, and so those people are calling for help with services, questions. I mean, 900 people a month is a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. So our call for service, our most popular is stray animals, as you might expect, but we're getting them home, right? If you have a microchip, if you have any type of ID tag, we will get them home. We have a pet detective, and that happened again in that 2018 timeframe. So even our return to owners from the shelter went up 71% in the past several years. Including a pet detective, we were able to get 71% more animals home from the shelter back home. So all these little things that we can make. So those stray animal calls, we're able to do that. If we have cruelty calls or neglect calls, which I know everyone that tends to be the first question is the cruelty calls. What are you responding to?
Sure.
I'm not only responding to maybe someone who doesn't have a doghouse. I can get them a doghouse. They love their animal. It just needs a doghouse. Oh, it needs some shots. I have a care clinic as of last year. We opened our care clinic. So in Access to Care Clinic, it's a $5 exam fee and a $5 rabies shot.
Wow.
Come in, let's help you out. So being able to have those programs and being able to really truly be boots on the ground in the community and make those programs known and get people to those programs. A lot of animal services directors tell me they don't want to be a taxi. I'm a taxi. You don't have transport? I will transport your dog to spay neuter. I will transport your dog to the care clinic. Just sign this waiver here, please.
Yeah.
But beyond that, absolutely, I am here to serve my community. And if you don't have transport, that's fine. I have trucks.
Nice. I really love that, Rachel. Like you're all about figuring this out, right? Figure out what do they need because these animals need to be in homes. We know they're better off, the human animal bond. I mean, there's all sorts of things. If you were to describe what is the community like? Because you're in Knoxville. So what is the community like there for animals? What is it? Every community is different.
Every community is different, and we serve all of Knox County. So we have a very different county population versus city population. Like many very popular cities, you'll see Knoxville in the top places to move. Please come here. It's a beautiful city. And we love our animals, but it is one of the top places to move. It's been listed nationwide on different newspapers. So we have a really big transit community, a lot of different transplants who've come here, which really mixes that kind of Southern style culture with a melting pot of other areas. So it's been really interesting to see these neighbors grow with each other and understand, well, maybe how I treat my dog isn't how this person treats their dog. Love doesn't really care. It looks at things the same way. They look at their dogs the same way. They love their dogs in the same way. But we have to kind of recognize that and kind of learn to live with that. And I think that's really been the most interesting part of our community is being able to speak to every person and say, where are you from? What do you got? What's your culture with your animal? How do you feel about your animal? Are you foofy on the couch like mine? I have around my desk, I have 3 beds, for my animals. Is that what we're at? Or, does your animal stay outside and play with your kids all day long and then pass out exhausted in his doghouse? Well, that's still love. That's still an animal who has a great purpose and it has a family, has a yard, and that's where he wants to be. But maybe it does look different. And being able to understand that and really be with your community and meet them where they're at is really important because we have a melting pot. We have a little bit of everything and I'm here for it. I want to meet everyone where they're at, meet them, meet their animals, meet Fufu, and I want to meet the pit bull out back, or maybe he's a husky. We have a lot of huskies.
Yeah.
Don't know why in Tennessee we have a lot of huskies, but a
Interesting.
lot of beautiful huskies.
Nice. Rachel, take us back for you. Like, what was the event back, childhood, a young adult, whatever, that made you go down this career path of animal welfare and helping animals and through all the different jobs and that you've had? Was there a particular event, a story that you can share?
You know, I'm probably one of the few animal people who are going to tell you, I didn't think I was going to work with animals.
Really?
I loved animals, but my father said, "Oh, so you're going to be a vet?" And I said, "Ooh, I don't like bleeding animals."
Yeah, right.
So I didn't think I was going to work with animals. I loved animals growing up. I owned horses. I did equine sports. I was the one bringing home stray animals, but it never occurred to me that there was a career for me in this. I actually started off as a police officer. I was a police officer in North Carolina, and they happened to have an opening above their animal cruelty department. And I said, well, that sounds kind of interesting. I would like to try that, and fell in love. From there, as they say, is history. I went to every training I could. I got every certification I could. And I said, actually, this is where I want to be. And I did not start off that way. I'm probably one of the few animal people who said, oh, there is a career here that I didn't know exists, which is it's one of the reasons why I do every career on wheels I can. My department goes into schools. I teach as often as I can because so many young kids hear, oh, you love animals, you want to be a vet? No, you
Sure.
love animals, you can do anything. Do you love working with people? Volunteer. Do you love numbers? We need accountants.
Yeah.
Whatever you are good at, development, we have a huge development team for young Williams. Whatever you're good at, but if you love animals, we can still make that happen. And I think sometimes we forget that there's so much beyond a veterinarian, which we need all the veterinarians. Please also become
Yeah, we
veterinarians.
do. Which is why
Absolutely. But
yeah,
we don't hear
we don't
about that.
yeah, we don't offer that as a career path. We don't say, hey, look, you could be an executive director, you could be an animal control officer, you could be an IT guy, right? Like, no,
Yeah,
that's behind the
absolutely.
scenes. But your passion and your focus, marketing, accounting, like you said, relationships, public relations, I mean, you name it. An animal shelter is basically a retail store with living sentient inventory.
Absolutely. And we need everyone. If you have a passion for animals, work your other passions, but come here. We need you. And I would love to tell every person who says, oh, I don't want to be a vet. That's great. You want to be an animal control officer?
Yeah, right. Here, hold on a minute. I got like 35 other things that you could do.
Yeah.
Let's find
Come
out.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do we get people to understand? I mean, I'm a big proponent of the shelter should be a part of the community, just like a library, just like a community center, a park, a dog park, right? All these things. It shouldn't be this scary place. It should be welcoming. It should be a place where people want to go and visit and help and participate and take care of it.
I think shelters just open up, right? We have a pause for reading program, which just brings in kids who wouldn't normally be able to volunteer, right? You maybe don't want your 5-year-old doing that, but sitting next to a kennel and reading, there are so many more dogs who benefit from that than they would maybe from a walk. Maybe they're not there yet. A reading time is a great time. Invite high school students into shadow. Free labor, guys, free labor. But also let them know what you're here for. Let them know what they can do. I partner with the university, local university. We do ride-alongs not only with their veterinary students, but with their animal science students. We have internships with their social workers, because social workers. We also have internships with their marketing people. Get with your university, get with your high schools. I teach at a local high school about animal science, and I tell them all, I work at a shelter. If you are interested in animal science, this is a place that could be for you that maybe you didn't think about. And every single time I teach kids, I have someone say, I think I might want to do that in the future. And maybe half of them won't. But
Yeah.
if I get one kid who decides to step up and work at a shelter in the next 10 years, 100%, let's do it. They're our
Well,
future.
yeah, I'm totally with you, right? Like that's all it takes is to inspire someone is to show them how easy the path can be, right? There's work and everything. You have to study, you have to learn, you have to education, but it's recognizing, like you said, to love animals and to care for animals, you don't just have to be a vet, right? There's many different things because being a vet, I mean, let's be honest, that's a commitment. They spend years and years in training, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's a very difficult job, and we need more of them. But to your point, there's so many other supporting services and supporting people. It really becomes a tribe of people that are working to help animals.
Absolutely. So, if nothing else, I just want to encourage more people to do that. I'd love to see more young people coming through, more interest in shadows. We're out there in the community and we're showing all the things we do. And I think people are really excited about those products and those things that we're doing. But have you ever asked them what they can do with you? Have you, when you do a care clinic, a vaccine clinic, Do you have volunteer pamphlets out there as well? Get them in with you because most of the time that's when they're in gratitude. That's when they're seeing this is more than a shelter. This is more than a place I take an animal when I can't care for it. This is a place that is for my community. And I want to be a part of that. People want to be parts of their community.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I'm curious, I mean, in your role, how do you motivate your staff? Because this is such I always say it's like a roller coaster of up and down in emotions, and you have really good days and you have really bad days because of just the situations that we have to deal with. So how do you lead your staff through days that are not always the easiest?
My staff, I'm very, very lucky, first of all. My staff is so motivated. They love their community. I think every one of them loves their job, maybe not every day and every minute of every day, but all of them are excited about what they do. And I think when we tell those success stories of like, hey, this was a really successful case, this dog was really sweet, this family was really awesome, we were able to solve this problem not only for this person, but their neighbors who had an issue. Every success we have, we celebrate. Every compliment I get, I put a big board of compliments for the officers. And then, you've got your sweets and your sugars and your candies, and you say, look, just a reminder of like today might have been hard, but tomorrow's going to be better. And here's your candy. We're going to get through it because we have people with 4 legs who need us and we have people with 2 legs who need us. And here we are. This is what we've decided to do. This is what we've signed up to do. Hug your pet. We have all sorts of animals in the shelter. Don't worry. Find one, hug one.
Take one home.
Take one home. Almost all of them are fosters. I've got a foster cat too. So, when you really embrace the mission beyond a 9 to 5, when you're saying, this is what I do because intrinsically this is what I want to do, because I want to help people, because I want to help animals. A lot of people think, oh, I work at an animal shelter, you must not like people. No, I love people. I can't, you have to. Exactly. I help people when I help animals. And it's just a way to help people. Compassion doesn't have a limit. My limit is endless. I love the people, I love the animals, and I'm here for all of them. And when I have a team that is also ready for that and can hear me and watch me be ready and jumping in, we build fences together. I mean, I'm getting a little old for that. I will complain about it the next day, but a little sore. I might not jump over fences the same way I used to, but when we can do things together, I think that makes a big difference when they see us all embrace this mission in every parts of what we do.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think it's a really important point that I want to reiterate. It is, it's people and animals because there's that connection. And in my experience, and I'm sure it's similar for you, nobody really wants to surrender their animal. There's usually an underlying reason. And 9 times out of 10, if we can help them solve that underlying reason, they want to keep their animal. They want to find a reason. Often it's housing, it's food assistance, it's medical assistance, there's special situations. And, if we can offer them community resources, oftentimes they'll take advantage of it and we don't need to bring another animal into the shelters astray. So I definitely agree the people aspect, you have to love people and animals, and you have to respect that connection that people have with their animals in order to be successful in this industry.
Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't the case, those 8,000 people that we helped through the Pet Resource Center, those would be 8,000 animals coming through our door.
Right.
It used to be that way. The numbers are there. If I look at 2016, those numbers were in my intake numbers. They moved to PRC. They moved to being helped. They moved to staying with their family because we put families first, not just the shelter.
Nice. If you got in a time machine and went back to your younger self, what advice would you give her?
Hey, you can be an animal control officer. It's not just the show.
Right. Fair.
No, I would tell her to be open-minded. And I'm so lucky. I've surrounded myself with people more intelligent than me every day. Every step of my career, there's someone been more intelligent than me than I've been able to watch and be mentored. And watching my animal control officers now ask me questions and realize, ooh, I'm the mentor in the room. That can be a really scary change. But I would tell myself, go surround yourself with people that you want to learn from. Because even as a child, you're ferociously interested in everything. Go surround yourself with that. And hey, don't worry, there's a career for animals for you. You just have to find it.
I think it's really good advice because you're right. I mean, you've got to be motivated. You've got a love for animals, but you've got to be intellectually curious, right? You've got to learn more. And it's one of the things I love. I listen to lots of books and podcasts and just, I, I'm not going to use all of these skills, but it helps me to be more broad and open minded when you are constantly learning and you find mentors and you seek out people that have, even people that disagree with you, right? You
Mhm.
often can learn a lot from people that have a differing opinion than you as long as you can have a respectful conversation.
Yeah, I mean, animal welfare is really unique that it's changed a lot in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
We had a lot of feelings and anecdotal. We started off as this more of a public protection servant place, really rabies control and different things like that. Speaking more specifically of animal control, but even still, that's what the shelter was expected, taking the animals because of these. That's why rabies control. And then we said, oh no, we have this need. The community is removing animals to the shelter, and here's this need. Okay, well then now we have to adjust to how are we helping the community. So we did that, but that was a lot of that was based on feelings. And then now data is coming out, and we are learning so much. And I think of myself as an officer, baby officer 15 years ago. If you would have told me what I was doing now is what I would be doing, I would say that wouldn't work. I would say that's not who the people are. That's not going to work. I would have these very visceral, emotional reactions to there's no way. You can't tell me if you take an animal out for a doggy day trip, it isn't stressful. No, we have studied it. We have seen their brain chemistry change. And those things are what's going to change animal welfare in the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, and beyond, right? We'll never stop learning. And I love that for this industry is we'll never stop learning. But that is the beautiful part of this industry is that as long as you're continuing to learn and grow, look at the data, talk to other people who've tried other things, we're just going to continue to do amazing things and we're going to learn and pivot and change. That's why I love talking to people like you or other agencies. What are you doing? What can I learn from? What can I take away? What can I try? Those are things we always want to try doing. And if the stats don't reflect it, okay, pivot, try something new.
Yeah. No, I always tell people, I'm like, you haven't seen the change that a shelter animal will make and take them out for a puppuccino, right? Take them out for a
Hmm.
doggy day out. Their first smell of that puppuccino, and they're like, wow, this is a thing. And just getting out in the fresh air and being out with people and interacting, I mean, it makes such a big difference. And taking them out for a weekend or a week, as you know, so many different types of programs that people can do to get a shelter animal out and get more involved. People are always afraid, and I say, don't be, right? We're here to help you.
Yeah.
We're here to support you. We got all sorts of services and things that we can do.
Yeah, no, something for everyone. Doggy day trips your level, love it. I learned so much about an animal. They make the cutest videos. Doggy train
Right.
trippers, they've got the best videos. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a dog eat out a puppuccino? It's adorable. So they have the best videos. We learn the best things, and it's better for the dog. It reduces stress and disease and all those boring things that no one wants to talk about. But it does amazing things, both for that animal, both for the shelter. And you know what? I hope for the person as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rachel, we're going to now move to our lightning round where we're going to ask you a bunch of questions, really simple questions, just a little bit more about you. You ready?
Go for it.
All right. Do you prefer puppy breath or kitten purrs?
Oh, kitten purrs.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm a dog person, but
That's
I'm not a puppy person.
dog person, but the kitten purrs, I gotta say, I mean, yeah.
Kittens.
Are,
And it's
are
gonna
you,
go kittens, dogs, cats.
okay, fair enough. Are you an early bird or a late night owl?
Oh, can I be a midday exhausted pigeon? I used to be an early bird. That's admittedly kind of fallen downhill. I'm a 3 cup of coffees person now,
Okay.
but also I'm in bed by 9 because I'm old. So I hit my fly about 1 p.m.
Nice. All right. A mid-afternoon pigeon. I'm going to remember that one. I
Yeah,
like that one. I'll add that to my question. If you had to describe your team in one word, what would it be?
fabulous. Ugh, every single one of them.
Ooh,
Every single one of them are fabulous. They're eager, they're excited, they want to learn, they're out there trying different things, they're asking for advice. I couldn't ask for a better team to be surrounded by better people who want to help people. I have the
I,
best team.
I love that. What's the most unexecutive thing you've had to do this week?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Could be cleaning a litter box, could be picking up dog poop, right? You just,
No, it's a kind. I mean, really, most of my job is really boring, kind of standing behind a computer at this point, right? So that's why I'm like, what is the most unexecutive thing? And yesterday I was in a director summit all day long. That's very executive, very
Yeah.
boring. Um, I'll probably say so. I currently have a foster cat who is medical case.
Okay.
I pick up diarrhea every single day, and every single day I tell him he's so handsome, stinky boy, stinky old man, and why am I doing this on my hands and knees? But here we are. So that's
Yep.
probably the most unexecutive thing I've done.
Okay. If your pets were to write a Yelp review about you, how many stars do you think you'd get?
4 stars, provides good food, a little annoying.
Even as the comments on, you know what they're going to say. Definitely not a 5 star here.
No, too needy, but she provides good food.
Good. And my last question, Rachel, is what do you want your legacy to be?
I want it to be with the people that I've mentored. I want it to be with my officers. I tell every one of them I want them to outgrow me. I want them to go be supervisors, CEOs, directors at other shelters, at other animal controls. And I want all of them to be able to look back and say, I felt supported and that I could do these amazing things because I had a boss who supported me, that lived the dream I wanted to live. And that's what I want. So my legacy is going to be with individual people saying, I could do this. And I hope I help them there.
I think that's an amazing, amazing way to end the show. I'm so glad you came on. I'm so glad you shared everything. You're very inspiring, even just to me to listen to. It gets me motivated to want to go do more. So thank you very much, Rachel. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And if nothing else, I have them Vigos underneath my belt.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks.